we are very excited to be back here today with Maria Harpas from Natural Health Medicine. Thank you for being with us. If you haven't checked out our first video that we did with Maria, please do. It is on our blog and we had amazing feedback, so thank you. And she's back to share her expertise. So we have a few questions from our Lovewell community.
Yeah, that's right. We asked you guys what your questions were, so thank you for writing in. So we'll ask you today, and and hopefully if we don't answer your question, some of these do answer yours. The first one is specifically about the Lovewell products and what are the differences between the two products, Blossom for women and Grow for children.
Yeah, so they're basically the same formula, except with Blossom we've got the matcha green tea.
Right.
We've got the maca root, and we've also got the mushrooms in the Blossom, and the sprouted quinoa. And so the Grow is a little bit more low-key for growing children.
And with the Grow as well, I know we have our fruit and veg blend. We don't have fruit in the Blossom, do we?
We have some fruits in there, but this one has more of a fruit and veg blend,
which is great. Because I do think that one tastes a little sweeter than our Blossom, which is good for my children. They really like it.
Yeah, so that's good. So they're the main differences.
We didn't want to put the vegan collagen in the kids' Grow.
And some of the reasons why is because, for these growing bodies, you don't necessarily need those
you don't need those extra things, whereas for us adults, we definitely want those extra boosts, don't we, with the matcha tea and the maca root and the mushrooms. So that's
good. A little song on in the background, my mum's phone ringing. She's got the baby, so she can't answer it. Okay, great. And so I know one of the big things that people always ask about is, why am I so bloated? What's going on? I'm constantly feeling bloated. And I know that probably has something to do with gut health. Can you just get into that a little bit for us?
Yeah, sure. So there can be lots of reasons for bloating, but if it's a constant bloating, the first thing is to sort of identify if there's any food intolerances that could be causing that. And so you can take out a few foods, and some of the major culprits normally are dairy and
which I've got rid
of.
Talked
about, and gluten, and even processed gluten-free products can bloat people as well. So it's just experimenting a little bit, but it's different for everyone. So it's just trying to see. And sometimes if you sort of fix the gut up a little bit more, you'll be able to bring some of those foods back in. So it's not always a permanent thing.
Okay.
Because
that's good to know.
And if people do want to know specifically what it is, they can contact you, give a 15-minute free consultation.
To see what we can do, and then we can go from there for sure.
I'm going to shut the door because my mum's having a good old yarn to her brother on the phone.
Well, I was just going to say that the other things is also just checking. Like you could check, sometimes people have parasites or pathogens or Helicobacter pylori, so they're sort of bacterial infections, and they can cause bloating as well. And so it's good to see, or if you don't have enough digestive enzymes, and then looking at foods that can help stimulate that a little bit more, like apple cider vinegar and so there's things that can be done to help improve the gut and the gut microbiome, and like the prebiotics that we've got and probiotics and things like that. So
amazing.
Thank you. And we had another question about helping to build a child's immunity, especially when they start daycare or school. Do you have any helpful hints for that?
Yes, please.
So the first thing is to have them on a general, like I would definitely have them on something like Grow, like we said before, because it is a whole food product, so it's a good general product, and it's got the prebiotics. So start off with something like that, but then make sure that they're sleeping well, like check in on their sleep to ensure that that's okay, they're getting the right hours, that they're not overly stressed about anything, because that also affects the immune system.
So interesting. The same way it does us adults.
And we don't always know because they don't tell us. They really are adaptable, so
that's right.
They don't know how to express themselves.
It is funny now looking back on it. My kids do seem so much healthier now. I like to think it's because of Grow. And they've also just gotten older. But I had a year where Bodhi would get a cold and then pass it to Forrest. And then Forrest would pass it back to Bodhi. And it was back and forth and back and forth and back. Honestly, for about 8 months. And it's just someone had a cold in the family. So this is very helpful for me.
Well, and I think, and you also have to make sure they're hydrated. You want to make sure they're drinking, because they don't drink on their own sometimes. And so you want to make sure.
Encourage them to have fluids.
Yeah, check in that there's no food that they're having constantly that might be a problem, or high sugars as well. For kids, the same as us, that can really affect the immune system.
And on that, actually, a lot of schools are introducing a policy where you can't take packaged food, so
I love that.
I know,
fresh.
it's fantastic.
Yeah, our kids go to the same school, Chrissy and I, and they're all about being health conscious. And I even saw one of the teachers pulling one of the mummies aside and saying, some of the chocolate bars that you're sending with your children, it's really affecting the other kids because they're wanting sugar, and it's also in a package. And I really love that there's a movement towards encouraging children to understand that we need to put good things into our bodies.
Yeah, that's right. And it is hard, it can be hard for parents as well to do it, but I think we can come up with more ideas and help parents know what to put in, because when you're in a hurry, sometimes I think they go for the packaged stuff and throw it in, but
And you can, sorry, I was just looking at my snacks over there, my Brussels sprout puffs, which I think is incredibly healthy for my children. It does come in a package. I usually do fruits and veggies in their lunch, but then I will do things like the Brussels sprout puffs because it seems healthier. Do you think that it's still okay to find some packaged stuff that is healthier, or are you more like nothing processed?
No, because I'm not a purist.
Right.
It's
It's a good way to be.
I think obviously it's better, but it's better to eat organic, but it's not always practical. And I think as well now there's so many allergies and food intolerances at schools, and so you can't just put nuts in a bag because normally they're okay.
It cuts out so many options for lunch.
So what would a lunchbox look like for you?
I would love to see a lunchbox that maybe had it's obviously a bit harder for vegan, vegetarian, but you could do a boiled egg, you could do veggie sticks that are chopped up.
Plant-based.
You could do, I love flax crackers and things like that, and quinoa crackers. You can make them quite easily in the oven. So they can be, because you need things that they can pick up.
That's right. We do hummus and carrot sticks. We also have been doing a little whole wheat wrap with hummus and avocado in it, and the kids have been eating that a lot. And little baby tomatoes. They love that. They think it's their veggies.
And what about for a non-vegan? Because I then struggle putting that in protein. Like what proteins would you?
So a chicken leg. Chicken wings, or
turkey's meant to be a really good source of animal protein, right?
And you can do meatballs as well, and then for vegans, vegetarians, you can do veggie patties. Because they're easy for them to pick up.
And beans is a very good source of vegan protein.
Sushi. You can do sushi with brown rice.
My kids love some rice.
And they're so easy to do.
Good, thank you. Very good.
Thank you. The next question we had was about struggling with energy levels, which I know Chrissy and I can certainly relate to, especially maybe the 5-week-old baby. Can you just talk to us, give us some tips on how can we find more energy in the day? And I am not a coffee drinker, so I don't get to have caffeine like other people?
Well, I mean, I always think as well, if we need caffeine to get going, definitely have a think that there might be something going on anyway. So we don't necessarily, we're not deficient in coffee, but it's such a love affair with it. I do
The
too,
ritual,
fall into
the
that.
taste,
the smell, and all of that. But I think if there's constant, because one of those questions is about constant energy issues that are ongoing, I think the first is some real good structure to start with is to start with blossom, because it has got the adaptogenic herbs in there, like the maca and the mushrooms and the bees. And then make sure that you're eating maybe 3 or 4 times a day, proper meals, so that it's not always just fruit, like high sugar meals without any vegetables and things and protein in them. And if it's vegan, tempeh.
Tempeh, yes, I love
tempeh. And meat, if it's meant for meat eaters. So making sure you're doing that, making sure you're sleeping 8 hours a day.
What if you're sleeping little periods over
It's a
8
phase.
hours?
But you still need to make sure you're getting, your correct nutrients and resting during the day when you can't, because you're waking all
Not
the
very
time.
good at doing that.
What's the next activity? You're like me, we've always got like our agenda of the next activity, and our husbands are constantly, they can have an afternoon in. I'm like, they can
Adventures. What are you going to do next?
No, it used to be like that.
I think I'm just running on adrenaline. Honestly, because I do seem to be on the go all the time, and people think I have so much energy, and I was like, I don't feel like I do, but it might just be adrenaline.
Yeah, that's going, and there's a crash. But I think, if you do those steps and making sure that you sleep, and then if that's not working after 3 or 4 weeks, then you should definitely check that there's no underlying issues like a vitamin D problem or an iron problem.
So you should check with your practitioner or give you a call to make sure.
Yeah, that's right, to test the bloods properly, because then you could be risking, not knowing.
Self-diagnose.
Oh gosh, Dr. Google.
Yes,
the best.
No, it's better to know and check your thyroid and check, some of these things that contribute to energy issues. It's not normal, basically.
Yes.
So it should feel good.
Okay. Well, thank you. That was perfect.
Right. Thank you both.
We are excited to meet with you again.
Yes,
This is
lovely.
absolutely invaluable.
Great.
All right, guys. Thanks for the questions, and we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.